And for me, family, like the way that we did family growing up is, and really life with my mom is I saw that there was so much need emotionally in our home, and we didn't know how to get our needs met, that every interaction with mom was an opportunity for me as a man that loved my mom, as a boy that loved my mom. It was always an opportunity to abandon my needs to make sure that her needs got met. And it wasn't even something she wanted. You know, like if you were to ask my mom, like, did you want your little boy to abandon his needs? Heck no, she never wanted that, but she had such strong need. And as a little boy, I saw that, and I didn't know how to get my needs met without trying to meet her needs. And so I felt suffocated for so long, and marriage all of a sudden triggered me back into feeling like I'm trapped in a relationship where I have to abandon my needs in order to satisfy mom's. And I watched my dad sacrifice his heart and voice in marriage to satisfy my mom. And I had no other model besides the passivity that I saw and that I saw from other men in the church that had demonized themselves and the messes that they had made. And so I just saw marriage all of a sudden as, I'm a man that needs to get out of the way and destroy myself as much as possible in order to make sure that Sammy's happy. So I'm broken again. So it flashed me back to me being a little boy in kindergarten, told that I have ADD, I have to take pills to fix it, and no friends want me or like me. They actually want me to change in order to be loved. And so there was all that under the surface. So why would I know how to pursue? Why would I know how to serve? Why would I know my love is valuable when I'm just trying to get out of the way?
Especially when, like, you being a man in a marriage trying to pursue your wife reminds you of trying to walk on eggshells, read your mom's mind, meet her needs just so that you can be okay. So you were in a constant flashback state for
all the time,
years.
The first couple of years of our marriage, which I'm like, that's obviously what led to all the messes, you know, in my life. And still, there was a lot of mess management, I would say, but I was white knuckling. You know, the level of health that I had was because in some ways I was white knuckling it, but I didn't know how to get healing into these areas. And when we had gotten married, I still had so much shame from Houston when I had ended up blacked out. A girl had drugged me, and I woke up in bed with her the next day. And that was the first time I ever had sex. And I still carried so much shame from that and didn't know how to heal even into the first part of our marriage. So there's a lot of different things that were hitting me at different angles.
You just dropped a bomb for our podcasters.
Maybe I'll talk about that some other time.
Good thing you've gone after so much healing.
I know. Yeah. So I'll talk about that sometime because I think it is important to address that, but probably with a lot more information. So we will get back to that story at some point.
And it's a really good point of any unhealed sexual trauma or emotional trauma we've been through will get re-triggered and heightened in our marriage, and it'll be something that is under the surface all of the time until I actually give the time, energy, and attention to healing it.
Yeah. And so here's what I had to recognize, though, is that Sammy didn't want my perfect behavior. Sammy wanted me to be vulnerable and share what was happening inside of me. The reasons why, like when she got to connect with the vulnerability of everything under the surface, she could see the little things that I did as big pursuit, because she would see how much it cost me to do those things.
Yeah.
And I got to grow, but in a place where I was like, I'm sorry, I want to know how to do this, but I don't know how to do this. And the more I could share with her statements like that, we could have heart to hearts where I'm like, I want to love you. I want to care for you and express it. I don't know how to express the love I have for you. And I feel not enough. And I feel like I'm less than. The more I could get to those soft emotions underneath the shame, the guilt, the I'm not good enough, I'll never be enough for you, like the narrative that I believe is there, that really was triggered from my old pain. The more I could get to those soft emotions and invite Sammy in, the more my behavior was good enough, the more I had permission to grow, and the more it allowed her to go on her own process and journey of, you know, maybe this isn't just about Spencer needing to be everything that I need him to be. Maybe there's pain underneath that I can get love from other sources because he's doing the best that he knows how right now.